welcome back to Dr. Drill's Making Motivation podcast, where it is our mission to honor interesting and authentic people, tell their motivating stories, and try to make an impact. Try to put a little smiles on faces and some fire under the asses of the masses. You understand what I'm saying? Check it out, motivators. I got three other special people here. We got a fourth that's going to be friggin' arriving soon, hopefully, maybe even the Emster and BeeBach. I appreciate your time today, motivators. This is the DDIP podcast, or what is going to that's our subtitle for this, right? So anybody who's been tuning in, the podcast heretofore has been about my experience as a United States Marine, and we've been capturing some great footage of some awesome guys that I served with and gals, and also veterans of Vietnam and Korea and all kinds of stuff, and just telling their stories. Because there's a lot of action and storytelling involved there, so it's highly motivating. And now we're moving into the second segment of the podcast, which is about a 15 to 20 year period of my life where I started a cool exercise program inspired by my time in the Marines. It was called the Dr. Drill Instructor Program. Dr. O, drill instructor. That is an homage or paying tribute to the iconic drill instructor, disciplining, motivating, ass-kicking figure that helps people, breaks people down and builds them up. So I decided to use that in terms of a healthcare instrument because I wanted to distance myself from the competition and do something unique, and I'll be damned if we didn't accomplish that. So before you, I have three of my guides, my squad leaders, my managers, key players in the program. Clockwise, we've got Christine Nicholas. How you doing there, Chris?
I'm good. How are you?
We always call her Nick or Saint Nick. Her husband sometimes calls her that.
Don't forget Nick's chicks.
Nick's chicks. We got both her daughters who are now they were little peanut heads. Now they're college age out there, winning friends and influencing people. So thank you for being here, Nick.
Thanks for having me.
And then we've got Kathy Cooper, Martinelli, aka Coop or Coopy, or Kathy Coopy, Kathy's coupons.
Hello.
Yeah, Coop is a special one. She was the one to dot I's and cross T's for many, many years, maintaining rosters and chasing after people for the finances. And Val was my marketing manager down here, the Viper, or La Vibora, or La Vibora Feminine. Very special individuals. I think I have more female friends than I do male friends, and it's all platonic. But I feel like we are like family members. You know what I mean? Very, very special. And I thank you for your friendship and the time. I'm grateful for the time that we had and the closeness we enjoyed doing this program. What do you think about that, my friends? Are you thankful for me?
Ditto. Couldn't have said it better.
Oh my God, who's chiming in? Somebody's coming up. Thank you very much. Oh, I got freaking. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at this hottie.
She is.
Look at this hottie, baby.
What's up?
Looking all done up, my friend. I like it. I was concerned, BeeBach, because I didn't know you were kind of like aloof on the text messages, so I didn't know if you were
BeeBach's in the house.
You weren't feeling it. Yeah.
You were texting me when I was at work.
Yeah, I figured. So, not to be disruptive, you look beautiful. All of you look stunner. You're stunners. And yeah, look at those freaking eyelashes. I like that. Yeah. So enough compliments to go around. I'm tired of kissing your asses, but I love you guys.
We love you too.
Viper. Look at Viper.
No.
Look at Viper.
Viper's doing an Irish goodbye.
Yeah.
That's what
I know. I could almost shed a tear.
Oh, shit. She's fading out.
At the
She's
sentiment.
fading out. That's fine. It'll come back in. Let's see if we can. Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah. So we got friggin' Nick. We got La Vibora Feminine. We got Kathy Coopy. And we got the illustrious, such
Is it me or
Lisa Bacher, aka BeeBach. So I was just saying, BeeBach, I don't know how often you get called that anymore, but this is a 30-minute segment about my being grateful to you ladies. I do miss you. I mean, I hear from Viper more than anybody. We go back and forth, sending little political texts and shooting the shit. Coop, I'll drive by and give her a little huh, but usually that's Chuck anymore. And Coop has like five. Coop has like 5 cars. I don't know which one is hers. She got a shiny red one, the friggin' black one, and then Nick and I will communicate sometimes via Facebook and stuff. But I miss. We were present in one another's lives. With such regularity. It really is extraordinary the closeness that can develop. Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So she's going to transition, I think, to cell phone. This is nothing new for the viewer. That's Viper. She's often technically challenged, but she's don't let it don't hold it against her. She's no slouch. So BeeBach, we're talking about like if we could just again, it's a thank you, and it's also this is an introduction to the dusting off of DDIP, which periodically happens. You know, I'll say, hey, we're going to run a Saturday program, and so that is really our intention. Feels like there's something in the wind. You know, it's like it's a election year, so everybody's at each other's throats about stupid shit, and then it's too hot, and then when it gets cold, we're going to complain about how cold it is, and then this Olympians, you know, gender questionable, and everybody's going to argue about shit like that, and you know, people like to argue about things, and they like to kibitz, and they like the drama. But one of the things I loved about DDIP is everybody was so breathless from doing side straddle hops and freaking leg lift with a pulse up that they didn't have the time to get into any trouble arguing over the minutia. Am I right or am I right?
True.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, somebody would take liberties, and they try to do that. And then they would either gravitate out of the program, or we were so overwhelmingly positive that I feel they realize it's not the place to do that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You got some memories of that, BeeBach? I see that knowing smile on your lips.
Heck yeah. I'm just thinking like everybody just left everything at the door, either if we were coming to a gym or everyone just left it all on the grass. Like really, we didn't talk unless it was you talking at School Circle. You got yourself in a few trouble, but yeah. But that's the one thing I loved about, coming there. It's just like we're all from different backgrounds, we're all from different, workplaces, and we all just came for a purpose. Was to encourage one another and to like have someone kick our ass, really.
Yeah. And kick each other's asses, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
To kick each other's asses, to go in there and just leave it all out there. And I run across people from every segment of the population. I got Papa Zulu coming in the office. She's not Pat Zoltek. She's Papa Zulu. She's just as you remember her. We got freaking John Carr, I was saying. I ran to John Carr's Planet Fitness, gave him a hug. Terry Wassel is on the freaking elliptical the other day. I'm like, I walked up to her. I'm like, Was, hey, we're starting. She goes, I can't do that anymore. Like, and so one of the things that I believe we have demonstrated with the Saturday programs and stuff is that, I'm 50 years old in February. So, I mean, we all feel it, but we can all still do it. We can all still move. We can all modify, and we're better for it. So, especially for the folks who had done it back in the day, and people will ask about it, like my patients or whatever. Hey, maybe I'll do that. And then, they're like, well, you're not going to kick me. I'm like, dude, like, we don't want to break ourselves. We break our toys. You're not going to be able to play with them. So it's a kinder, gentler DDIP with still the edge, but I think it's important to keep the Lad Olympic flame lit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So Yes. So let's do a little bit of this. I'm going to give you, and I'm just pulling this out. I'm going to give a memory which I have so many of DDIP, but I'm going to say, I'm going to select a memory from, the memory is going to be Drill Olympics. Okay? Because it's the Olympic. In fact, I was thinking about adding a component of that. I've been asking patients all week of saying, okay, your civil duty now, not a lot, aside from like jury duty, you have now been selected. You have to right now for the 2028 Olympics, you have to select or be assigned an event. And for the next 4 years, you're going to train for this event like a normal human being. You got to pick, and people are like, table tennis or whatever. So, that Olympic spirit. We'll do a couple training days where we have a little gentle competition. Remember when people like even the most like lazy ass individuals out there, which we had a few sandbaggers, they would get all excited during a relay, and they would haul ass and shit like that. So I would love to see when people would get that friendly competitive spirit and work together, and people were like, yeah, let's go. And then they freaking go back after we had that competition. They walk out to their car in the parking lot. And they're like, they feel like alive,
Yep.
So that's like a memory, a non-specific memory. We did Drew Olympics many times, but let's go with you, Nick. What's your favorite memory or a memory?
Well, I mean, I think it's almost like an ongoing memory. Starting out when I started out, I mean, I think the first two people I met were Shaq and Slim Daddy. And just, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. And I walked in, and it was like I was there all along. They just embraced me. They stood by me. They were like, come on, let's do this. And as, every day that went by, you were meeting a new person and just really connecting with them. It was just supportive. And it's just really like, no matter, those mornings when you just don't want to get out of bed and you're thinking, but I got to go, and you go and you get that hug or that fist bump from somebody. So, we had that connection, that camaraderie. And then some of the newer, Saturdays that we've been doing, I mean, you don't see someone for 5 years. I walk in and I got Shaq, I got all kinds of people hugging me. Hey, Nick, how are you? It's that type of connection that I think is probably my favorite memory overall.
Yeah, many people have said that the most precious thing about it. We did a lot of great exercise and a lot of cool, memorable times, but the connection that came from it, I think, is a very unique thing, and it's hard to find as an adult. So those are great. And when you saying that, I was thinking of you and Shaq or whatever in BeeBach's video. I was just kissing your ass a little bit before you came on. If you had not been there to capture this, just out of your passion for multimedia, to capture some of this stuff and created some of those videos, and you go on YouTube or go on the Facebook, just all of our multimedia pictures and video, and see some of that stuff. Very special.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You're welcome. But for me, it was a time in my life where I needed this group. I needed these people. And it just came at like a perfect time. So when I did all the video and stuff, I wasn't, I was doing it more for myself because I wanted to look back on and say, like, these people came into my life, I got better for myself and my family. And it just kind of became that. So my intention wasn't really, I mean, of course it benefited you in the long run, but it's like, I just had to remember everything and the people and just the crazy stuff that we were doing. I was like, I have to show my sister, I have to show my mom, like, they're never going to believe what I'm doing. So it was awesome.
If we didn't, if we would have seen, I guess we could have predicted social media was going to be so big later, but we would have been friggin' influencers, man.
Dude.
We would have been TikTok friggin'. Nobody did shit like that.
No,
nobody did shit like that.
We'd be doing the DDIP TikTok dance.
Oh my gosh. And if I could have just had a camera on with me, because somewhere in my big, disk drive, I have video of Coop and Val getting yelled at by you in Fisher's Park. And
you had to bring that up, right?
All you see
the fireworks.
The fireworks with Captain Jack.
But all you see is the light behind the firework is like lighting, and you see Drill just it's the best one of the best memories ever.
I think I was I don't know if I was yelling. I was probably pissed, but I was like, I was just concerned.
You were pissed.
Was I? Yeah.
Oh my
You know, I
goodness.
just,
there was
you know what?
nothing we could do at that time, and I wasn't involved in like headquarters as I was later down the road, so I didn't know what was going on. I just like, this is so cool. There's fireworks, so I'm just recording like an idiot. And then I found out later that you were like really upset. Oh, that's awesome.
Well, one of the aspects that I have often, the stories I've often told is that we were like a biker gang, like a gang for good. And when you're like a biker gang goes into a local diner, and they're all the nicest
Intimidating.
people you can imagine. But because they're so
Right. So many of them.
happy, they're happy. There's like a chumminess, and it spills over, and it looks like aggression. So
Yeah.
I didn't want the people of Fisher's Park be like, freaking assholes, which did happen,
Yeah.
at some point. But whatever. I don't regret it. Those are some of the best times. But I can see that, and I've watched that video segment many times. That is still on. That is still on Facebook forever. And
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
that is
So one of the best memories I have was the morning of the fog, and like we're all lined up, face to face, getting ready. I don't know if that would really be drill Olympics, but I knew in that moment when it was just the fog over the field that was going to be a special time.
Those pictures were epic.
Yeah. That
and
was
they
one of
still
my
exist.
favorites.
Yep.
They still exist. It's like, when you look at pictures of Al, I got pictures of Andrew when we did an event at the William Penn Inn. It was like a public health thing.
The
And we showed
cooking?
up there. Yeah, we marched everybody in. No, this is like they were having some sort
Yeah, it
of
was at the William Penn Inn. It was something that I think Wassauern got us into.
Public health thing.
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
I did the seat at the Stay Fit While You Sit. She's not going to be able to hear but her son was a little peanut head. Now he's an adult. He's married. He's such a fine young guy, and I can see his little, just a precious, little countenance on his face, like this young man. And now it's an honor to see him all grown up. So my point is, like, you see these memories. We're fortunate to have it with all the downsides that people talk about social media, like to have these memories that will pop up and say, hey, remember when? It says, and I can scroll through the DDIP multimedia thing. It's like, I'm glad it's saved somewhere. They say that, like for instance, this podcast. One of the things I like about podcasting, the video podcast, is that people say, oh, well, once you put it on, once it's on the internet, it's there forever. I hope it's there forever. I hope that my grandkids are looking at, some of these videos of me talking to people that I loved and having conversations that are not perfect. They've got their flaws, but they're sincere, genuine, authentic conversations and interactions. And so if I think about DDIP in one word, and the occasions that you described, you guys have mentioned, it's authenticity. It's raw. It's all human beings coming together and toward a common goal, which again, I don't really see a lot of that out there. It was a unique thing. And I often feel like maybe it's because we were so breathless or so early, but once we really came together. Val, before you get cut off, which happens all the time, by the way, whenever we do another one of these, the best case scenario is to access the link via Google. Like, for some reason, the Google browser is the best, but cell phones work too. So it's pretty good. But I've had my struggles early on. So Val, what is your favorite or a good memory that you'd like to comment on?
I would say really the challenges inside, but even those outside of DDIP, as you encouraged us, to participate, whether it was 5Ks or half marathons or McGuire mud run. So I have to say that was the first group event that we did. I think we got a bus to go there, if I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got
McGuire mud run. I was another moment where I was a little bit apprehensive.
Running.
So she's fine.
Yeah.
Running. Yeah. So Val, I got a picture of you and me against your old red Explorer or Navigator, whatever the hell it was, and we're leaning against there with all of our race numbers and our bibs, and right before Quigley's there, and our whole crew, Kendra, John Martin, Beth, and we were all heading out to do that first,
Yep.
the initial Tough Mudder ever, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so we did. I never. I mean,
That
I
was
think this
horrifying.
happens. It was, but it was like I always felt insulated. Like, yeah, I like doing that sort of shit, but I always felt insulated. Like whenever we went somewhere, because we're doing it together. You know, like I knew I was going to take care of you guys. I knew you guys were going to take care of me, and we had some tremendous times doing that. So that's a good one, Viper. That was important. The outside challenges, which BeeBach mentioned. We did the Iron Chef thing where we
Yeah.
went into
Yep.
the country club and cooked in there. That was over the top. So how about you there, Koopy?
I remember when I first saw you in the Y parking lot. It was before I joined. It was like way back in the day. And I thought to myself, I think I could do that. And it was just interesting. And then over the years, seeing all the people that have come through the program, and like they get there and they say, oh, I'll never be able to do this. And then, they're running 5Ks. And what they thought they couldn't do because they had so much support from everyone else, they got through it and just they did it. And then we did it with them, like going back for people, like once you've done the race, going back and getting people and running with them. I know when Chuck came we did a race, I think it was the Kugel Ball, and everybody ran back and ran in with him. He just thought that was like so cool, because it wasn't like we're done and we're awesome and you are going to have to finish it on your own. We all went back and like did it with them. So I think that was really great. Camaraderie, and just made people feel like they can do it too at their pace.
It was awesome.
So that was good.
That's us at our
like that.
best. And now there's people, I'm trying to think who it was, but every once in a while I'll run into somebody that had that same experience where they were like, oh, I remember when I sucked, I did the 5, I was the last one. Maybe it was Bon or something like that. She's like, I remember you guys, I was waving, they were taking down the finish line and you guys came back for me. We did that for Myrrh. We did that for her dad, I think, came in to visit from somewhere, and God rest his soul, and he ran, and we all went back. And
I remember it was kind of exciting going back for somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't even think about it. It was like, okay, we got to go back, and we're back there, and we're all, running in again. I mean, it was always awesome.
You're so glad you were done. And then you could go back.
You're done, and you're like, I have extra gas in my tank to help somebody, and when you do that, you're like, it gives you extra gas in your tank, because you realize it's just not for you. It's not just about you, and so that was one of the things that I remember it becoming. Also, if we can extrapolate that to, like, let's say somebody was a squad leader. When we started identifying people as squad leaders, it required a little bit extra work, but it became an honor for people. It's like, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to lead this group. I'm going to make them all feel the same way I feel. And that was tremendous, because, one of the things that can be challenging whenever you're running it was a business. I mean, we generated some income doing it, but it was really, it was a movement more than anything else. But my point is, when you're running a business, delegation is very challenging. But in DDIP, there were so many people that were standing around willing to help and play a role, that it was a very special thing. And when we identify somebody as a squad leader or in a position where they could help somebody else, they wanted to do it. It was a great thing. So one of my dreams is that and then it's awesome when you run across people who felt that camaraderie within the organization. They remember it, and they'll freaking run right up to you in a damn Giant or whatever and be like, hey, BeeBach, Nick, what's going on? So there's not, I mean, what other settings are there like that? Like Coop, I know you're very, and BeeBach, I know you're very active in church. I know you got a lot of camaraderie there. You do a lot of good, but
Yep.
so there are some places, but it's rare outside of a church or something like that where
Yeah.
It's
people are like,
very rare because even, I've done other group exercises after DDIP and it's not the same. Like that the camaraderie and the encouragement. The encouragement is there, but it's not the same. It's not as loud and proud as you would say.
loud and proud.
Loud and
Loud and
proud.
proud. It's
What?
just go ahead.
No. After you finish your thought, I think that's one of the isms. That's one of the little things that we would loud and proud was one of our little mantras. What you put in, you get out is another one. Obviously, the huh. In the office, whenever somebody flips over, I get with Emily. I'll go huh, and she turns the lights off, and people are like, "What is that?" And next thing we got people old and young and old leaving the office doing the huh, and they know that it's more than just turning the lights on or off. It is. I describe it detailed as it's like a positive affirmation. It's like just by grunting like that, that I'm just we're identifying that you're picking up what I'm putting down, and we're on the same sheet of music. And not a lot of way you can't always communicate that simply. It's like, I'm here. When Emily comes in the office and does that, or anybody does that, I feel like you get it. Yeah, like we're switched on, we're ready to rock and roll. So so many little isms and buzzwords, and not all of them are for primetime television, but we had a lot of little things. This hat, check it out. This so this is like the last one I got. Remember, Coop, when we ordered the what they call flex fit hats?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
have one right here.
30th
This hat?
30th anniversary. Yeah.
There you go.
30th anniversary. So that was like not 30 years, obviously 30th platoon.
Yeah.
But I mean, the frayed bill, and how many times I take this thing on, put it on, and take it off, and sweat through it, and wash it. Like I will never throw it out. But the shirts, how they would get all just
Nasty.
disgustified. Oh my gosh!
I still have my original sweatshirt. The zipper is dead, but I still have it, and I'm not getting rid of it.
The black one.
The black one.
Black one. And remember the embroidery got all boogered up like they made initial models, and then they embroidered it a different way, and it was really good. And remember all the kids would come around, parents would come around, and they would train, like let's say with the Night Pirates were, and their kids would sit on the side and run around, and they would enjoy it. Stephanie Cook, I see her. Spike is now I think he's going to join the military. He consulted me about that, but he's like 20 or something like that. So the fact that, you run across people that, we knew from 15, 20 years ago, and we have these memories, vivid memories and friendships that, really, it's special, very, very special to me. So, and I know to all you guys as well. So,
Absolutely.
So we could go on and on about remember when, and that's for another podcast, right? But BeeBach, look at those fucking teeth. They're beautiful.
Yo, it took me years.
They look great.
I just got my braces off like 2 or 3 months ago. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Look really
I'm
nice.
loud and proud about my teeth, my friend.
Look at those teeth. Look at those teeth, baby. They look good.
It just makes me smile, like just thinking about all we have a lot of memories, like you said. It's just crazy.
In a short period of time, right?
Well,
in a relatively
yeah, I came on board in 2009. Dalen was 3 and he's 18. So like years.
Wow.
Right? I know. It's crazy. Crazy.
And all the little functions we had all these little functions house. You had parties at your house, BeeBach. We had, crazy graduation ceremonies, making breakfast at 5 o'clock and then 4 o'clock in the morning, driving the van over, all the contribution. That is one of the things that I really love, because I'm shaken sometimes by and depressed by just, and again, maybe it's just at a glance or a vibe you get out there. But when I think of all the hands making light work, the many hands making light work in the program, and just people willing to and wanting to do that, like I'm getting up before work tomorrow. I'm going to go make burritos at a caterer at 4 a.m, and then we're going to work out and put dog tags on people, and then I'm going to go to my work. It's like it gave people meaning, and so I think I will say, and I'm trying to, part of the reason why we're getting together to talk about this now is because I want to continue to do things like that and use it as,
Good.
as a, in some capacity.
Yeah.
And I want to capture, like, did you see BeeBach, Fly Girl saying like, do it on Zoom? So like I have, for this podcast, I have freaking tripods and cameras and microphones and all this shit. So in this day and age, it's not impossible to do something like that. I don't know, but at least capture enough to put a smile on her face.
Yeah.
Because when she says, like, she recently contacted me, and she had you might have seen her come back online, guys, but she had her husband Paul. He is a truck driver, and she went to trucker school, and she was off the radar for a long time. But as she came back on, and she was finishing up her truck driving school, and she basically, I came on there and said, "Hey, great job," and she was talking about, DDIP, one of the greatest things I ever did, and thank you.
She's the one that got the first tattoo, right? Of DDIP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. She got a tattoo on her.
On her leg.
I'm a dope. So
And
her
actually, and that's kind of, it like a tattoo. It's a very permanent thing that has kind of gone through, all of us. And I have a little anecdote that, talking about our kids and having our kids there as we came up. My daughters are in college. The girls, go out to parties on the weekend and all. And in my sorority, the one thing that my daughter says to anybody, if they have a mixer or something, is no man left behind. They will not leave a party without making sure their whole crew is there. And they got that from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how deep it runs.
And that's tremendous, right? And to see them, I can see them. I think of a picture in my mind that's also on the scuttlebutt. That is like a 5K in Lansdale. Let's say it was Kugelball. We're running down like Hancock. You were with the girls, and at the end, you were running with them in, and you were waving and looking at these two little twin girls running. It's like, and then how they've all grown up, or I think about the time we went to the friggin' the Renaissance Fair and
Oh
camp.
my gosh.
And we had the landscape sign in the window, and I got a picture of Lily looking up at it and thinking like, or all the Philly Fit things where we're
gosh, with the Fanatic and all that.
Yeah, we squeezed a lot of action and a lot of fun and a lot of great times in with a lot of wonderful people and different people, a melting pot of individuals. So that was a great accomplishment. So I'd like to do some more of that, however that's possible. Doesn't have to be exactly like it was back in the day. If we'd never realized the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 a.m. program again, that'd be fine. But how can we capture it? Can we capture the best of it and perpetuate it and continue to pass, to pay it forward?
Yep.
That's what I want to do. So with that being said, Viper, I think, has quit, but viewers, don't you hold it against her. She ain't got any quit in her. She's really one of the most tremendous individuals.
She's probably out running a half marathon right now. She'll be back.
Yeah. So you guys are very near and dear to my heart, and none of this stuff would have been ever possible without your dedication and your believing in the program, your support. So thank you. I can never repay you for that. But like I said, we're going to continue doing this in some capacity. So what we're looking at, Nick has set up an opportunity for us, just like she spearheaded the School Road platoon. We have an opportunity at Souderton's Community Park, which is a beautiful place. I did a little recon mission. of last weekend. It's got a freaking everything. Got a big field with an amphitheater, so we can get up on high and show people the exercise we're going to do. Nice grassy field, some shade. We got a trail. We've got a adult fitness area where it's got actual ellipticals and machines outside, some of the best that I've seen. We've got a basketball court. We've got the community, a very nice community with sidewalks. We got that hill down. I even thinking about going down that hill and
Oh, that's one heck of a hill.
running a mission to end it, go down the hill and back up, and then circling up, putting our hands in. Remember, we put our hands in, and the feeling like when we would all do it with such like we cared not whether we were disgusting and smelly, and then there would be like the weak ones would be out there, like the newbies, and we pull them in. And I think when we pulled them in, most of them, even if they got completely disgusting, I think that they understood. They got it. It's like, you're part of the gang. You're initiated. Get in this circle.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't want anybody outside the circle. So very inclusive. So we're going to start the 7th of September. This is going to be the Saturday following Labor Day. And then we're going to run for almost a couple months, just prior to, it's going to be the 16th of November. So just prior to Thanksgiving. And we made a poster, and we're getting a good response from social media. A lot of veterans that are coming in, people talking about it. And so we're going to pin them down, and we hope to also get I'm going to get my landscape signs out and stick them in the dirt, and just try to get some awareness about it. And we'll get a good, powerful platoon, hopefully 30 to 50 people out there, and just, loud and proud,
Well, first day we got 4 signups, so
yeah.
So we're already rocking and rolling after one day.
Yeah. I don't work Friday nights anymore, so my Saturdays will look a little bit different.
Maybe come out.
Yay!
So Lennon's in 1st grade now, so I don't have to work overnights.
Oh my God!
So I can have my morning shifts back. So I'm excited.
Great.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I always think of coming to visit you there. I just never know when you're working. I should stop in there. But maybe we'll go over there. Hey, remember we used to do remember we used to go like after training, we would sometimes, there was a crew that would go to Starbucks, or we'd get a little breakfast. That was a tradition on Christmas morning or whatever, or Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah. Christmas Eve morning.
Yeah.
And the runs we would do, we find do a little field trip and go to Evansburg or something like that, or run around.
Or when we did Spring Mountain and went to that breakfast place afterwards.
Machi is there.
Yeah.
Or when we did freaking the charity food runs, man. Oh my God.
They were awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be one of the best things that we ever did. And the people talking, seeing us out there. And so it's nothing for me. It's like my it's my mojo. So if I get out there right now, after a long week at the office, I can do it for, I don't know. It fills me up, gives me energy, doesn't take away. So I want to continue to spread that and cultivate that in a little bit of a new area. So we had the platoons, right? We had the 3 or 4 platoons, different areas, but we never done it in Souderton. So it's a little bit closer for me and a little bit further for some, but I think
a little closer for BeeBach.
Yeah, where's it at? Which one?
So the Bend in Souderton, where that place that used to be there, Caruso's?
Yeah.
So if you're coming up
behind it.
Okay, where they just redid the playground?
Yep.
So it's pretty nice, and it's right.
It's really nice.
I knew there was a pool there, but I honestly had never really explored that, even though it's like 2 miles from my house. So as I went and looked out there today, it's very nice. And then 8 o'clock, nobody, and Nick's got her back, but nobody can really give us grief about. So we're gonna blow the roof off the place and really insert some energy there. And afterwards, maybe we scurry over to Wawa, or we go to a little breakfast joint, or hang out and have a cup of coffee together. You know what I'm saying? Coop knows. She's excited. So anyway, this stretch. Hey, Coop, you know who I love? Oh my God, man. I really love everybody. It's actually a liability sometimes
You
because
are a lover.
Do you remember when you accidentally punched Coop in the face?
no,
You
I
don't
don't
remember that?
I do.
We were boxing.
Oh,
in,
you were
it was
holding
at-
the.
yeah, at
and
Night
you-
Pirates,
Yeah.
and you accidentally hit her, and you got so mad at her.
I get mad. You know what I do? Mandy will tell you. I get mad because I care.
I know, but
Yeah.
it was so funny because she was like, "Why are you mad at me? I didn't do anything."
I got so much knowledge out of that.
Oh my
If
god,
one,
I laughed
if one
so
of the kids,
hard.
if one of the kids, like when they were kids, when they were little babies, they would like be clowning around the table and somebody choke a little bit.
Yeah.
I get pissed, man.
It's your
But
fear.
never want to
Yeah.
hurt anybody.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny.
Nobody really got
Oh
hurt.
yeah,
Though.
that
I
was
mean,
really funny.
It was. 'Cause- Oh
Coop,
man,
Cooper's bloopers.
Yeah,
it was
right.
so funny.
But I mean, I love so many people. But I love you all. I love everybody. But
We love you too.
You want to say
thank
hi?
you.
It's Drew. You want to say hi? Yeah.
Is that B Jazz?
No, that's
What's up, Jay?
Dalen.
What's up, brother? Look at you, man. I remember when you used a little peanut head. Look at
Oh
you
my
now. You always had
gosh.
a brilliant smile on your face. Lacey, oh my God.
Yep.
Lennon, oh my God. Wonderful people. So I'm just honored. I would never have met you guys. Never met
Yep. Well,
any of you guys.
just again, let us know what you need from us, and
Yeah.
like all of us are willing to spread the word.
Thank you. Yeah, I will. In closing, you know who I love? I freaking love Chuck Martinelli, man. I love.
Me too.
I drive by there. And I give him a little. Huh. Yeah, I give him.
Every time when I hear you, I hoo you back. But
I know.
yeah,
You were talking
gone before you even hear it. So
you were talking to somebody like on the stoop the one time, and you were like in the middle of something, and you just. I love that it's an instinctive thing, and people are like, "Oh,
Yeah.
what was that?"
scared the
And then,
crap out of them. They're like,
and then
"What did you do that for?"
And then there's that family that with a big house, like a multi-family house across the road,
Yeah.
and they were all like, but Christopher Martinelli and I have become
Yes.
quite close, and he
yes,
sings your praises. He is he's grown up. He's such a great guy.
Oh, great dad too.
Tells me about
So
he
adorable.
loves how much he loves his family, and just he's got a lot of exciting things happening for him. And I look at that freaking photo that's on the scuttlebutt right now. I see everybody. Remember I said that one time when I was in school circ, I was like, I feel like I'm Dorothy waking up, and I'm looking up, and there's Uncle Joe, and there's friggin' all these farm hands and stuff. I see Nick, I see Coop, I see BeeBach, I see Sparkling Cider, I see friggin' Ryan Martinelli, I see Chuck and Christopher and all the ones in the back pissing in bottles and getting up to no good. I find out about that shit later, and I think, man, now I'm angry because I care, because somebody's going to sacrifice this. Every once in a while, somebody would ruin our good time. So anyway, I love you guys. I think this is successful. Viper's, she did her little ghost. She always does the Irish ghost. She sneak out of the party, but we love her anyway. I appreciate you guys, and we're going to kick ass and take names once again. 1, 2, 3, DDIP. 1, 2, 3.
A DDIP.
DDIP.
That
1, 2,
sucks.
3.
That did suck.
Put your hand in there.
Here.
Are we
Put your hands
repeating
in.
after you? You just need to
there we
make
are.
it very clear.
I'll say 1, 2, 3, and we'll just do DDIP.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
A DDIP.
How good for you, mate? Like the other Coopy. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good weekend.
Okay.
Bye, guys. Love ya.
Bye.
Love
you
you.
too.
Bye.